And I'm here again to talk about my psychology class I'm taking at my school. The work is mainly focused on Erich Fromm, and we're reading two of his books right now. One is called Man for Himself, and the other one is called The Art of Living. And we've focused on The Art of Living for the past couple of days. And we were talking about how we are like pre-programmed by our parents, and we have this life that we didn't choose, but we're just kind of like letting it guide us. Like, we say that we want our own experiences and we go out to get our own experiences, but what we choose and like what we decide is based on like what our parents raised us to be. Because when we were in like fifth grade, like all of elementary school, you didn't really have a choice. You like had to get up, you had to go to school, and while you were at school, you were influenced by your teachers. And like, let me tell you, my teachers in elementary school, like, some of them were good. Like, I had some really great teachers, but then others were just awful. And I'm really surprised that, like, I don't even know, they were just really bad teachers. And I'm really surprised that I still have some decent morals and everything, but they were just mean. They were really bad people, and they really influenced me in a bad way. So it's like those influences, they really stick with you, and you kind of have to like go back in time in your life to try to like counteract that and like find a way to go around it and just kind of like take it out of your life, like relearn something completely. And it's kind of the same with our parents. Like, the way that they raise us, we didn't choose it. We are our own person. Like, the way they chose to raise us is how we act, everything. And we think about our lives as something that it just like happens. Like, you don't have a rule book or anything. Like, you have guidelines for some things, but because everyone's life is different and we all have these different experiences, like, how is every rule book and how is every like book of guidelines really going to affect us? But for literally everything else in the world, there is a manual. Like, there is a way of doing it. Like my iPhone, for example, came with a manual, and it like shows me like how to use everything. And it like, once I turn it on, it takes me step by step to like load everything so I can get an iCloud or whatever. I don't even use it, but it shows you how to get on. You can't just like go on your iPhone and try to figure everything out and know all the answers without actually reading the manual. You can figure most of it out, but if you really want to achieve the full potential and like have your iPhone and like appreciate everything that's from it, you have to read the manual. And the same thing goes for flying an airplane. Like, our teacher talked about this all week, saying that you can't just jump into an airplane and like fly it on your own. Like, you can, but it's not going to go well. You have to read a manual, you have to take lessons, you have to do certain things in order to reach like your potential. You have to do things in order to achieve success. You can't just hop in and go for it, because you will probably die. And he talks about this one plane where all you can do is study about, but the first time you go in the plane, because it's a one-seat plane, you do everything on your own. So it's kind of like life or death in that situation. You like really have to focus on like what you know and like what you've learned in order to make progress and actually like fulfill your, what is it, just like kind of like get through and like achieve your goal per se. So it's like you really have to study things. You really have to know like what you want in order to achieve your goal. But somehow in life, it's different. It's kind of like, you go with the flow. You just kind of like roll with the punches. Like, if something comes at you, like if you accept whatever it comes by, if you reject it, it happens. You just kind of like take things as they come. But those are like the experiences in life, and it's like there isn't a manual for that. It's just kind of like you learn from your parents, you learn from other things. Like, you can have advice from other people, like on what college courses to take. When I go to college next year, my cousins are like, you need to take this class because it's the easiest. You need to take this stats class because you'll get an A in it. Just stuff like that. But it's not like changing my life completely yet. Like, it may have a butterfly effect and it may go on to something greater. Like, taking the easy stats class may lead to something amazing or terrible. I don't know yet, but it's like every step of the way leads to something greater. But you can't have a set of, like, you can't have an itinerary, like a set of rules that you go by where you can just like go step by step, like procedures, I guess. You can't go step by step and just kind of like make it to the end of your life. You have to, you can have advice, you can do all these things, but it's like your choice to actually take the step and go and like act on it. And what else do I have? Oh, I was thinking of this point during class actually, where like you learn from like you learn when you live. So the advice that people give me, like the advice my cousins are giving me, it's based on their experiences at the college that they went to, and it's going to affect my experience at the college I go to. So I have two little brothers, right? And my parents, like I'm the firstborn, they had no idea what to do with me. So like whatever happened happened. Like the only example I can think of, well, two examples actually that I can think of right now. I got a cell phone at the end, like the middle of 8th grade or something like that. It was just really inconvenient. And then my brother, who is currently in 8th grade, he got a cell phone in 5th grade. And then my youngest brother got a cell phone in 5th grade as well. So I just already saw that as unfair. My mom said, like they need it. Like times are changing. They need cell phones to call me. And like I needed one to call you too, but I didn't get one. But it's just kind of like something that happens over experience and everything. My mom had the experience with me, and she realized that after leaving me at dance lessons or leaving me at gymnastics practice, like I needed a cell phone so I can contact someone. But another thing is for ACT and SAT testing to get into college. I didn't start taking classes until like my sophomore summer going into junior year and everything. And like my mom had no idea what was on the test. She was like, what's changed, like I don't remember back in my day, all that kind of stuff. So she didn't know, she couldn't teach me, she couldn't really do anything, and she like couldn't force me to study either, cuz like why would I want to study the SAT in my free time? Like I'd rather do something more relevant to my own life. Like I wasn't thinking about my future, college or anything. And so she never really enforced that, but with my brothers, she's really enforcing it. She's really making them like learn. Like she's taking my littlest brother to tutoring just to, like get a feel for the vocabulary that's going to be on the SAT and the ACT, and he's in 7th grade. And then my middle brother, who's in 8th grade, he took the SAT like a couple weeks ago, like right after spring break or something like that. I don't know, but he already took the SAT, and the first time I took it was like a little over a year ago. So he already has so much experience under his belt. It's like not even fair because he has all this experience and he has the advice that came from like my experience that my mom is taking from me and like implementing in his life to make his life even better. So you can look at it as unfair. You can look at it as like a good thing that you're helping out someone else, but it is what it is. Life is life. It's the art of living. And you just kind of have to like roll with the punches and see where things take you and like take advice as it comes and just, kind of like go along with everything. Like, read the manual if you want to see where things go, like you do that. So, kind of, I don't even know what to say. Thank you for watching.